Man, I'm excited about this. You are excited about this. We're all excited about this, folks. Tomorrow, 12:40. It is our favorite Cinderella story. It is many people's biggest upset in the first round of their bracket. Furman takes on Virginia tomorrow at 12:40. We cannot wait. We're going to be at Ingalls Markets for a tournament special show, 11 a.m. to noon tomorrow on Furman. And joining us right now is the leading scorer of the Furman Paladins, giving us his March Madness journal every other day. Mike Bothwell joins us now on the show. Mike, you are now in Orlando. Am I speaking to you at your hotel in Orlando right now?
We're not even at the hotel. We're like by the Amway Center right now. We were going on a walk, and I just stopped down and got somewhere quiet and just talked to you guys, just enjoying the whole experience.
Yeah, you know what, Mike? I love in situations like this. Like, I know you want to do sports media, Mike. And can I ask you, Mike, like, what is your sports media goal? What do you want to do in sports media?
I mean, a goal of mine was to be a host on a sports talk show, either radio or TV. TV would be the number one dream goal, but any host of a show or co-host would be the dream after I'm done playing.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, you're on your way, man. You're on your way, and that's what Diesel and I have talked about off the air. I'm like, man, this guy's got a future in the business, man. You got a personality. You just got a really fun, easygoing vibe to you that's really likable, Mike. So let me ask you this. Whenever I'm on location somewhere, Mike, okay, I'm always trying to bring my audience there. I know they can't be there with me, but I want to bring them there. So can you bring us there to Orlando right now? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? Bring us where you are.
Well, right now I'm seeing a couple of my teammates standing in front of a March Madness sign. You know how they have the blow-ups outside of the arena, taking pictures, stuff like that. By the Orlando Magic team shop. So yeah, we're just hanging out, having a good time. We've had practice and shoot around and walk through already today. So before we dial it back in later tonight, we're just trying to, stay loose and just make sure we're enjoying it just as much as we're getting ready for a big game.
Mike, have you had any moments yet where the emotions have gotten a hold of you? Just, the giddiness of being there, the weight of the moment. Has any of that hit you and you found yourself having to stop for a second and collect yourself?
Well, today when we walked out on the floor and I saw the gym for the first time, it was kind of one of those moments where I had to stop and just soak it all in. First of all, the Amway Center is just one of the best arenas I've ever been in my life. So that was just really cool being on the floor and seeing all of that. But just knowing that, like, we're here, no one can make us leave. No one can take it away from us. Like, it's official. They have our locker room set. They have our stuff all around. So that was kind of cool. But I still don't think the emotions of it all has really, truly hit me because I still know I have a basketball game to get ready for. So, but it's still really cool. The stuff they do for us and all of that is just really cool.
It is really amazing. And Mike, I texted with you that, that's my neck of the woods. I grew up in Lakeland, Florida, which is about 20 miles away from Orlando. And I lived and worked in Orlando. My sports media career got started in Orlando, covered the Orlando Magic a ton in that arena. Mike, is it, I saw the video. There's a media member by the name of Beth Poole that put out the video of you walking onto the Amway Center today, which I saw. She had one of Bob Ritchie walking out to the Amway Center that I saw. Is there, this is far and away the biggest arena you've ever played in, I imagine, right? What are the adjustments in getting ready for that?
It's definitely different, shooting three-pointers. You got to get your sight lines right. The behind the hoop is very big. But I feel like it's similar to, Louisville where we played last year and had success. It's definitely a little bigger, but same type of thing. But we honestly play well, I feel like, in bigger gyms, except for NC State this year. But I think that's really the only difference about playing in a bigger gym. Is just when you shoot threes, it takes you probably about a good warm up until you start getting used to the sight lines. But once you're playing in a game, you get so lost in the game, you really don't even think about it. It really only hurts you when you're sitting there over processing it. So I think we'll be fine.
What has Bob Ritchie told you and the team about handling the moment and how to stay within yourselves? I know that he's talked to us a lot about that this season, but specifically ahead of this game, what has he told you?
Well, for us, he's telling us to just keep a balance of enjoying the moment, but also having a focus and a business-like approach to it all. He's really preached to us that, just as much of the pressure it could be on us, it's going to be the other way around too. So not to think just because a lot of people have us as an upset pick or there's going to be a lot of press about this game, not to get caught up in that, but as much as we can normalize this. And our coaches have done a good job of just treating this like any other game as far as our prep and as far as our scouting reports and our walkthroughs and our film. It's really, we're not over pressurizing or over hyping it. We're just trying to, they're trying to give us everything we need and let us go out there and make the plays that we will have to do tomorrow.
What do you make of the name, Mike, of the word Cinderella? Is that something you guys like? Do you view that, not very favorably? How do you look at that word?
I mean, we haven't talked about it as a team. I personally do not like it because that means that it's a team that is something's happening that they don't deserve. I kind of look at it, if you think about the Cinderella story, Cinderella didn't feel like she deserved the prince to choose her. And I feel like if we do win this game, it's going to be because we deserve to win. It's not going to be because some luck magic happened. I don't care if we are playing in the Magic's arena. We feel like if we can come out and play our game and if we win, it'll be because we worked for it. So I'm not a big fan of the Cinderella word, but that's going to be something that's tossed around. That's something that goes with this tournament. So of course we would embrace it just because the history behind it all. But personally, I would just like to say I just hope the best team wins, and that's just what it's going to have to be.
Leading scorer on the team, senior guard Mike Bothwell, Furman Paladins, joins us on the show. Mike, if I told you that with 3 minutes to play, you had him right where you want him, what would that look like to you?
Well, to us, it'll be a close game. We're a team that has found a way to win a lot of times this year. Down late, team coming back on us. We've played 34 games this year, and none of them have been the same. So I feel like 3 minutes to go, as long as it's still a close game or we're ahead in any type of sort of way, I feel like that's good for any team. Anybody just wants to be in the game at the end of the game, but as long as we're in the game, I feel like we'll find a way to win. It might not go our way, but we're definitely going to be scrapping and clawing to try to get to the finish line and be on top at the end. Coach Ritchie has always said to us, one all year, even no matter who we're playing, even when we played against our non-1 competition, he told us all we have to do is have 1 point ahead of them at the end of the game. And that's kind of the same approach we're going to have tomorrow. We just got to find a way to win. So that's all we're looking at.
Mike Bothwell joining us here on the show live from Orlando as Furman gets set to take on Virginia tomorrow, 12:40 p.m. national TV on True TV. What's the biggest challenge Virginia poses to you guys, Mike?
Well, they're obviously very well coached on both ends of the ball. They're known for their defense, but their offense, really wears you down. They have constant motion, constant things going on that you really have to be on look for. And they're very smart players. That's one thing that, they're known for. But their biggest challenge is just the way they control the tempo of the game. They're one of the best teams in the country at it. So for a team like us that loves to push the tempo, it's just going to be a battle of who can get to their identity the best. So we know that they're going to slow the game down. They know that we're going to try to speed it up. So it's really just going to be about who can, impose their will the most. And that's what kind of makes this game fun. It's going to be a game within the game. As much as it's going to come down to us making shots and rebounds and stuff like that, it's going to come down to small things such as how fast can we get the ball out of bounds, how fast can we outlet it on the rebound, stuff like that. So it's just going to be fun.
Mike Bothwell, senior guard at Furman. Man, we've had such a fantastic time bringing you on the show and learning about you and getting to know you leading up to this tournament. How many points do you need to score to beat Virginia? Not you personally, but the team. How many has Bob given you a target number that this is our goal? If we can hit 65, if we can hit 70, we have a really good chance to win this game?
No, he hasn't really give us a target score, and I think that's just because with us, he wants us to be as free as possible on that end. We are going to have challenges, but, we don't really know how they're going to guard us, who they're going to put on what player. So he doesn't really want to give us a target in mind. Like I said, he just wants us to find a way to win, So he has addressed us that we might have to deal with some sloppiness. We might have to deal with a low-scoring game, and that might not be the most Furman thing of us to win in a low-scoring game. But he pointed out that the ACC championship game was 59-49, and we will all take a win if that's the way it came. But we do expect it to be a low-scoring game, just the way they shrink possessions. But he hasn't given us a target score because he doesn't want us to, get upset in the middle of the game if we're not on target and if it's not looking the way he said it should look. We just want to be able to just be unique, be organic, and find a way out of whatever we're given.
Mike Bothwell, the leading scorer of the Furman Paladins, joining us live from Orlando, the host site of March Madness, first round, Furman against Virginia. Mike, I pick up from you guys, it was interesting, and I got this vibe a little bit on Sunday as well for the bracket reveal, and I was interested in this, Mike. Was I going to pick up a vibe that the team is just happy to be here? Or was I going to pick up a vibe that the team is excited, but they're excited to perform their best? And it was more the latter that I felt. And Mike, so I'm picking up a team that is ecstatic to be playing, but you're not going to be satisfied with just doing that. Mike, as you kind of put this together in your mind and you process that when Furman's run is done, that your run at Furman is done, have you allowed yourself even to go there yet?
I haven't. That's just going to be something that's going to happen inevitably. Even if we win the national championship, that's something that's going to happen inevitably. So when it's there, when that time is there, I'll deal with it then. Right now, I'm just making sure I'm mentally where I need to be for the team to go out and play our best. Like you said, it could be easy to just be satisfied. Our main goal was to win the SoCon, and that's what we did. But, we're here now, so this is the opportunity of a lifetime. So we're all taking it as such, and we're not going to just go out there to play the game just to play. We're going to go out to win, and that's just the character we have as players. That's the culture we built as a program, and it's just a great opportunity. So why not go out there with a great attitude and a great spirit and a excitement to try to win?
Mike, you guys can beat this team. Let me tell you, you guys can beat this team. It is well within your capability to make it happen. All right. I want you to get out there. I want you to carpe diem, seize the day. You and your teammates, man. I'm telling you, the whole upstate is going to be rocking, pulling for you guys tomorrow, man. We'll be watching. We look forward to catching up with you on Friday after a W. How does that sound?
That sounds great to me. I thank you for the support. Thank everyone listening, everyone that's going to be supporting us tomorrow. I just want to say a big thank you to them, and it's a great time to be at Den. So
it is.
We're excited.
It is Mike Bothwell, ladies and gentlemen, the leading scorer of the Furman Paladins, joining us right here on the show. Follow him on Twitter at Mike Bothwell _3 is where you can get to him to the show. And Diesel, I hope they F Virginia not one time, not two times, not three times. I hope they F Virginia all the time tomorrow. It's a hell of a matchup. It's Virginia's now favored by 6. Last night they were favored by 5.5. Hell of a matchup in this game, man. I cannot wait. I absolutely cannot wait. This is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and you got to have people in their ears, and everybody's on this team's ears telling them, look, this happened just a few years ago. Virginia was the number 1 team in the tournament, and they were taken out just a few years ago. You could be the next ones to pull this off.
And if they've been knocked out in the first few rounds of the tournament, all the current players have heard about
it's in the back of their heads.
It's in the back of their heads. And if you can create a moment where it's like, oh no, here we go again. Is this about to happen to us again? Little Furman, out of Travelers Rest.
And we've seen it in their game against Western Carolina in the I think in the quarterfinals of the Southern Conference. Furman can score a lot really fast. Like they were kind of neck and neck there in the first half of that game, and then the second half came along, and boom, Furman just went ham on them and put a ton of points up to start that second half. So, if Virginia's not careful, they could find themselves in a situation where they go from, being up 4 to being down 14 like that against this team. And then you got to hold on, because you're going to get the best shot that an ACC